Just received the commercial controller for our RGB product, and I want to talk about some of the differences between the residential controller and the commercial controller. So let's get right into it. Its commercial controller will run up to 500 lights. The residential controller will only run up to 100 lights. On a residence, if you're installing more than 100 lights, you need a second box, a third box, a fourth box, whatever it is. Again, each controller on a residential controller will only run up to 100 lights. So that's one of the advantages of a commercial controller. Of course, you can place a commercial controller on a home, no difference. It's going to run up to 100 light or 500 lights, and you've got one box running your entire install up to 500 lights. One of the other differences is the residential controller has a lockout button. So this lockout feature allows you as a homeowner to keep the lights set on a certain color or function. So for example, if you've got someone in the home that loves to grab the remote control and change the colors and function of the lights, this lockout button prevents that. So it will stay at whatever you set. And the way it works is you actually press and hold down this button for 3 seconds, and the line will flash confirming that it has been set. And so regardless of what is pushed on the remote now after the lockout button is set, the wire will not change. The lights on the home will not change. They've been locked out. So if by chance someone gets a hold of the remote and tries to reprogram anything, it's not going to work. To reset the line, you have to press and hold down the lockout button for at least a second. And then the line will actually go back to a multi-auto setting. And then of course, then you need to tell the box to go back to a red, a green, whatever that color is that you want. Okay, so what we're showing now is, so we've got, of course, all the lights plugged in. It's on a red with a white flash pattern. And so now questions have come in. What happens if you lose power? So obviously I've got a power source coming in on the extension cord, powering the residential control box, which is powering the wire. And so now let's say power goes out, or timer turns the lights off, power goes out. Now power goes back on, it goes back. It remembers the pattern color that was in there. Again, power goes out, timer turns the lights off, plug it back in, and everything resets back to as it was. Now we've got the commercial controller plugged into power source, connected to our lights. So again, power source running off an extension cord, connected to our commercial control box, plugged into lights. So now, same scenario that we just showed you. If the power goes out, what happens to the lights? So we're going to disconnect, power goes out, no more power, or timer shuts everything off, plug it back in, goes back to the previous sequence that you had set it as.